Hi, could you tell us what your name is
Douglas Burgolman.
and what age are you?
I'm 21 and I'll be 22 in June.
Okay, can you tell us a wee bit about yourself? What do you do during the day?
I go to this place called the Hermitage in Edinburgh.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I'd say so.
What do you do there?
I do woodwork because I love to make things. What else do I do? I sometimes paint things, you know.
Yeah.
Basically any job that I'm likely to enjoy.
And
And also and we're right in the middle of building a crazy golf course there, which is going to be Edinburgh's first and only crazy golf course.
excellent. And that place is run by who's it done?
Autism Initiative.
Okay. And do you go on your own or do you have support there?
No, I have support there from my old Autism Initiative team.
Great. And are they nice?
Oh yeah, they're a great bunch of people.
Good.
to be with.
Good. Okay. And what else do you what were you doing the other week in the Traverse?
I was performing in a play called Antigone, which was directed by Maria, who is the company director for Longha Theatre Company.
And why is Longha different to other theatre companies?
It's purely based for people with learning disabilities,
Oh, okay.
or
And
in my case, autism.
okay, so you have autism, and you have a learning disability too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some things are harder to learn than others.
that's true. That's very true. Okay, and so you know what your diagnosis is then?
I'd say so, yeah.
Do you think that makes it easier to know?
Oh yeah, it's better than being kept in the dark.
Yeah. And how do you think your autism affects you?
I don't know, I'm not as independent as most other people, but I think that's more due down to my learning disability.
What would you like to be able to do that you're not able to do?
Realistically, I would like to be able to get the bus to more places, or
Yeah.
at least, or anywhere that I wanted to go anyway.
Okay. What when you go out in the morning, what do you have to do just before you leave?
Lock the door.
Okay. And what do you do just before that?
I'll check, see if the taxi's coming.
Okay. And
Because the taxi, it used to be a case of the taxi would peep and and we'd know that that's a taxi, but the neighbours sometimes complain about that.
yeah. So that's good now because you look out the window yourself now instead of relying on me, don't you?
Yeah, it's another step towards becoming more independent,
Yeah.
a bit more independent.
Yeah. So you look out the window and then what do you do?
Not much really.
At the door.
Oh, that, yeah, I do my checklist.
Why do you have a checklist?
Make sure I don't forget things. I don't leave them at home. And it also means that I can check whether I've brought everything back or not.
Okay. And
Which, by the way, helps a lot.
it does. It does. Why do you think you need that checklist to help your memory?
Because my memory's sort of so-so. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's a bit of
Why
pain.
do you think that is? Why do you think you forget some things?
Don't know. Maybe it's a typical autism thing. I don't know.
Do you think? Because sometimes you tell me you go off into wee dreams.
Uh-huh.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I go off into wee dreams sometimes.
What makes you do that, do you think?
Oh, just depends what I'm thinking of at the time, you know. It's like if I'm thinking about, oh, I don't know, someone. Let's just say, for example, I'm thinking about somewhere warm and sunny. You know, I might just imagine I'm seeing it. You know.
Okay. Because what I'd like to know is what it's like in your mind.
Well, it ain't easy to explain.
Okay.
Believe me, it's complicated.
It'd be really, really helpful to everyone if you could try and explain it a wee bit.
I could try and explain the basic idea of it.
Okay.
Uh, Boy, where do I begin? Where to begin?
Like, for example, why do you think when you're walking about the house that you talk out loud quite a lot and talk to yourself? And
Well, sometimes I like to. Sometimes I might want to say things so, for example, if I'm in a bad mood, I might want to say things that I wouldn't really actually say to somebody because I wouldn't want to hurt their feelings.
okay,
That's one reason.
okay.
Like if I'd been in an argument with somebody, I might be talking to myself because rather than thinking what I'm saying, I'm saying what I'm thinking in my head at the
Okay.
time.
And does that help?
In a way, it sort of lets off steam to some extent. You
I
know?
see what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Well, it doesn't let it all off, but it helps.
And sometimes you see that it's.
And I also find it hard to actually hear what I'm thinking in my head. Actually hear it. No, not always. Sometimes I manage, but
Why do you think it's difficult to hear what's going on in your head?
Sure, it's hard to explain why that is. You know.
If you could explain, it'd be really helpful.
Maybe I'm just too busy even though know what I'm trying to say. It's so. I might have something else in the back of my mind that I'm thinking about at the time, and that might be sort of distracting it from trying to say it. Like, almost like you're trying to hear one bit of music on your iPod, but you might find it hard to hear because you're being distracted from the other noise around you, from other music.
Really interesting.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it's really interesting.
Like if you were trying to listen to your iPod at, say, the gym, for example, you know, or if you're thinking, you might have a certain song stuck in that you're listening to in your head, but you might find it hard to hear it because it's almost out of, not quite tuned in right. Sort of, the signal's sort of a bit.
That's really interesting.
I hope does that clear anything up?
It does. And what I'd also like to know is, you know, sometimes when you want to tell me something, but you find it difficult to get it from your head to your mouth.
For some reason, it just seems to go into my mind, then as soon as I try to say it, or if I try, see that just there now, see that's because it's sort of, it's not focusing properly because I've got other stuff in my mind. If I've got other stuff in my mind at the time, it might be harder to get out what I'm actually trying to say.
Okay.
A bit like possibly again, it's a bit like the signal thing, you know, like if you've got like on the TV, if there's a lot of interference, you might get a bit of not quite, might be struggling to get the signal out properly.
Okay. Why do you think that signal is being interfered with? It's okay if you can't answer it.
Not really sure, to be honest. I can't really answer that at the moment.